We're speaking about the month of Nisan, which is a month of miracles, and relying on miracles, not relying on miracles. I want to share with you a powerful story that happened to me once when I was in the city of Cincinnati, Ohio. My daughter had decided that she wants to go to summer camp, so my brother, Rabbi Yamin Eliyahu, who used to be the head of the day school there in Cincinnati, has since moved to St. Louis, invited us for the summer to come to Camp Ashrenu. And it was the last Shabbos there in Cincinnati, and we were living in a apartments owned by the Kollel. My daughter and I, about an hour before Shabbos, walked out of the apartment, closing the door, and then we realized that the keys were inside the apartment. And we were a little bit taken aback what to do. We went to somebody who said, "Don't worry about it. There's another set of keys in the office." I went to the office, and lo and behold, every single apartment had a second set of keys except for this apartment. This one didn't have a second set of keys. And it looked like we were really stuck. All our stuff for Shabbos was in that apartment, and we didn't really know what we could possibly do. In any event, I crossed the street. I believe it was Elbrook Street, whoever knows Cincinnati. And I was standing there by the corner trying to figure out what to do. And suddenly something quite amazing happened. There was a non-Jewish person from a different culture who smashed into an electric pole, which blew up. And soon there were cops. There was a fire department. It was Laihudim, as they say. It was complete pandemonium. And it reminded me of what Mark Twain once said. Mark Twain said that Cincinnati is probably the most boring city in the world. If the world blows up, Cincinnati will find out about it the next day. And meanwhile, here I am in Cincinnati with pandemonium going. And I'm thinking, I just want to get into my apartment before Shabbos. Why is Hashem doing this to me? I was thinking, and suddenly it occurred to me, maybe God is telling me that amongst this complete pandemonium, I should just stop and turn to Him. And that's what I did. I said, Hashem Yisbarach, around me there's complete pandemonium, but I believe in you, and you put me into this Nisan, you put me into this test. Please help me. So that was my heartfelt tefillah. And I don't know why I did this, but I went back to the office, and I decided to take a second look for the keys, and there was nothing there, except on the desk there was a cup full of rubber bands. So for some reason, I turned over the cup, and lo and behold, underneath all the rubber bands were a number of keys. I took the keys, and one of the keys there was the key to this very apartment, and we got it. And what I learned, a powerful lesson from that story, is sometimes Hashem shakes up the whole world, and He makes pandemonium. And the reason is because we are meant to turn to Him under all circumstances. True Amunah means that it doesn't matter what's going on. My wife had a roommate in seminary. Her name was Suzanne Walsher. She's now Suzanne Gordon. At some point, she had triplets. I think they're all married by now. But it was an interesting thing because when I was dating my wife, she was dating her husband, who happened to be in my same apartment. So it was an interesting experience. But she used to have an expression. She said, "It doesn't matter if the whole world is falling down. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I'll still rely on HaKadosh Baruch." And this is really the powerful message that I got from this story. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. Hashem sends us this. We always have to remember what Rav Dan Segel said. There's no such thing as mikrim. There's simot. Things don't happen. You're placed in situations, right? So if you're placed in a situation where there's complete pandemonium, and okay, it's one thing if it's an hour before Shabbos in Cincinnati one time, but let's say your whole life is full of pandemonium. You're dealing with people who are not, what they call it, corpus mentis. They're not completely sane. They might have some serious diagnosis, which is causing your stress in your life. It's hard. These are very difficult challenges. Shalom bayis, chinuch banim, parnasa, health. All these are very difficult challenges. But Hashem is putting you in these situations because He wants you to turn to Him. This is the goal of all tests, to get us to turn to Him and realize He is the source of all salvations. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And when you do that, it's such a good feeling. You feel such an intimacy and a closeness with Hashem when you come to recognition that He is the only one who can help you, and there's nobody else. So let's do this as much as possible. And this is the challenge that we face before Seder night. This is the challenge we face when when preparing ourselves for the Seder. Hashem should help us and give us Siyata D'Shmaya. Amen. Kain. Tiye Ratzon.